Well, welcome to the first day of Lent. I know that comes as no surprise to any of you. When you walk in this liturgy, suddenly the whole tone of everything has changed drastically. We're called into a season of reflection and penitence. We are reminded of our mortality. For those of you who choose to have the imposition of ashes, the sign of the cross will be made on your forehead, and you will be reminded that you are dust, and to dust you will return. All of this language, all of this tone, all of this shift, this special season that's carved out for reflection is the church's gift to us. It is the time when the church says to us that all of that anger or sorrow or guilt that has been residing rent-free in your head or your heart doesn't belong there and doesn't need to stay. And so we are given a time where we can reflect on things and make a difference in our lives. If we wanted to put this in 21st century language, we might say it's the giant spring cleaning. It's the time when we can come in and do the house cleaning of our souls and our hearts. So let me tell you a story. It worked for Jesus. Hopefully it will work for me here. So I'm the mother of 4 boys. And Saturday mornings was the time when everybody needed to go into their room and clean it. Now, my oldest son decided that there was a way to get around the system. And so on one particular Saturday morning, he took everything on his floor, everything off of the countertops, all of his laundry, and he stuffed it underneath his bed. He spritzed a little bit of pledged furniture polish because it gave the effect that things were clean, and he called me in for the inspection. So I walked into his bedroom, and I knew what had happened, and he knew what had happened, and I bet you that he knew that I knew. And so I said, "You're free to go play." Well, his other brothers were busy cleaning their rooms, and the wheels started to fall off pretty quickly when his brothers came and said, "There's a missing part from the vacuum cleaner, and you were the last one to use it. Can you get it for us?" And so with an inward panic, realizing that that vacuum cleaner attachment was underneath his bed, he had to close the door, go dig underneath the bed, find it, get out of the room, and give it to his brothers and keep a straight face. Now things continued to get worse because after his brothers actually cleaned their rooms, they decided to do Legos. Now this son was the Lego king, and they constructed a beautiful castle. They got to that last piece that's supposed to go on. You know, the really unique one that there's only one in the set? It was the flag. But where was the flag? It wasn't put away. It wasn't where it belonged. And he realized that that too was underneath the bed. And so this whole afternoon endeavor was the work left undone. Things continued to progress because on Sunday he realized that his homework wasn't in his backpack, and that too was underneath the bed, and so he had to scramble for that. Then he realized he hadn't completed it, so he needed the number 2 pencil that was also underneath the bed, and he had to get that. And then he realized that number 2 pencils don't take kindly to being thrown underneath the bed, and it had broken. The pencil sharpener also was underneath the bed, and there were a lot of dust bunnies, so he went into a sneezing jag. Things continued throughout the week. By Thursday, there was a strange putrid odor that was emitting around his whole room. And come to find out that boy socks and other pieces of dirty clothing hidden underneath your bed for a week's time is not pleasant. It got even worse by Friday when he realized that he needed to start recycling his clothes. When Saturday came, he was never so happy to have the time to empty everything out from under his bed and to sort through it so he could have a clean start. And so he pulled out trash and he threw it away. Why did he keep that trash? Why did he keep something that would become a burden to him? He found the Lego piece and put it away. Got rid of his dirty clothes and put those in the laundry so he could start fresh. He found something that he'd forgotten about, his library book that was due on Tuesday. That was a plus. He continued to clean his room, and when he was finished, he felt that he had a new lease on life because everything was clean and he was ready to go. And he had gotten rid of the burden. And this can be an example of what life is like for us during Lent. Figuratively, we can go underneath our beds and empty everything out, to take out what's weighting down our souls, weighting down our hearts, to throw away the trash that's just lived there for a while, to look at the things that we've held on to and see if they can be passed on to someone else, to look at things that are broken and make a decision to either repair them and to make things right or to discard them, to look at things left undone, forgiveness that has been withheld and now becomes a burden to us, things that we have done that we cannot undo, but that doesn't mean we need to carry them around with us for the rest of our life. And when we've done this hard work, we can give thanks to God and realize that the season of Lent is really a gift to us. It's a gift that purifies our place so that we can go out and do the work that we've been called to do. And that work may take many forms. Confession, something that we take on during Lent as a spiritual discipline that draws us closer to God, that helps that relationship with God, and in turn, our relationships with one another. It could be taking up a devotional such as morning prayer. It can take many forms. It may be fasting. It might even be giving up chocolate. But the message is that the church's gift to you, God's gift to you in this season, is that refreshment of life, that renewal of your soul. It's a gift. Open it up. Amen.